Hello makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am so beyond excited to be filming this video and sharing with you all my ultimate absolute favorite cream blush formula. Last year I ended up trying the Finding Ferdinand cream blushes for the first time because of the Summer Abroad collection in collaboration with Khaki Reviews Beauty, and I fell in love immediately with the formula. The shades are beautiful as well, but I was like, where has this formula been my whole life? And during the Black Friday sales, I ended up picking up all the shades that I did not own. I was lucky to get buy two, get one free because these are a little bit expensive. They are $28 each. I personally feel like they are 100% worth it. It's been hard to reach for any other blush in my collection because these blushes, I'll just show you what the packaging looks like. They blend so beautifully. They're so flexible in terms of you can really go light with them and just have like the tiniest little pop of color, or you can go super intense. Obviously, I have very fair skin and I bought every single blush shade in the range, and there's only one that like slightly doesn't work for me that I have to be very careful with, but I feel like pretty much everything you can choose your pigmentation level. They also have the most beautiful like soft lustrous finish. I feel like they look glowy on the skin, but they don't necessarily look like shiny. They don't look like there's any glitter particles. They just look like that's how your skin glows. Today, I do not have any bronzer on. I do not have any highlighter on. I just went in with one single shade, specifically, what is this one called? This is the shade Skinny Dip. Ooh la la. And you can see, like, I feel like my skin is like radiating. My cheeks have a really beautiful glowy finish, but it's just in the most perfect, flattering way. I find myself reaching for these blushes and using them by themselves. Like I said, just the way I have it today. It's not just for demonstration. Don't need bronzer, don't need highlighter. I just throw one of these on my cheeks and I go. They're so amazing. I have 12 different shades to share with you, so I have a lot of information for you in this video. We are gonna go through and swatch every single one of the 12 shades. I have these 6 Summer Abroad shades together so I can kind of share with you like the little sections, because there's 3 base shades and those are all available right now, and then there's 3 coral shades and only one of those is currently available on the website. And then we have like the core blush line, which I'm pretty sure is permanent because I believe the corals and the beiges are limited edition. So we're gonna go through and we are going to swatch all of them on my arm so you can see what each and every single one of them looks like side by side, really get that color comparison. But I did also go through and film face swatches of every single shade. So more towards the end of the video, you guys can see me apply and blend out and do a little, you know, a little moment for every single shade. See how they look on the skin, because I'm just super passionate about these blushes. I wanted this review to be like extra thorough. Like I said, these are $28 each, so I know they are a little bit more pricey. Hopefully, if you want to try just one or two, this video will help you kind of narrow it down, figure out what shades exactly will work best for you and your preferences. But I will say the packaging feels very luxe. I feel like it kind of goes along with the price tag. It's got this super cute green top which has the Finding Ferdinand logo on it, and then the bottom is like frosted glass, which I appreciate because then you can see the blush through it and you can see what shade it is right away without having to open it up. As far as application goes with these, you can apply them with your fingers, but I tend not to do that. I really prefer more of like a dense kind of foundation type brush. A lot of times, especially when I'm on the go, I'll just use my foundation brush all over my skin and then I'll go in with the foundation brush in the blush and just throw that on top. It blends so beautifully when you do it like that because you already have like a little bit of leftover foundation in the brush. So my top 3 brushes that I would recommend to apply this with would be, for one, the Tarte like unicorn brush. This is no longer available. I'm just mentioning it because I use it all the time and it's just like a really dense, like kind of chubby little foundation brush, but it has a lot of power to it. I feel like it just blends everything in super nice, super easy. I also really like using the BK Beauty 106, which is a little bit fluffier. It's not as dense as the Tarte, but it does a really great job at blending everything in, and I just feel like it creates a really seamless finish. And then lastly, probably my favorite brush for applying these especially if you're wanting more of a pigmented look, is the Singe Beauty F03, which is a newer brush that's come out, but it's like a dense brush. It's kind of like got that little, you know, nubby quality to it. I mean that in the best way possible, but I feel like it really packs on the pigment, but then you can also blend out really, really well with this. So I did go ahead and use this brush for all of the face washes, especially because I wanted to kind of build it up and let you really see the color on the cheeks. For the two darkest shades out of the Core line and the Coral line, I did show you the blush like fully, just like a normal application, and then I also showed you what it looks like really, really lightly, the way that I have to use them. So you'll see, that's all in the face swatches, but any of these brushes I feel like you cannot go wrong with. I'm trying to think of all of the cream blush formulas that I've tried just to give you a little comparison. The Melt cream blushes used to be my absolute favorite, but I feel like the Finding Ferdinand are even that much more blendable. Like the formula is a little bit more lightweight, so I feel like it's just effortless and it just blends so fast. The Melt blushes are still really beautiful, but I also feel like I prefer the colors from the Finding Ferdinand as well, because a lot of the Melt blushes are very warm. There's a lot of orange happening in the line, and I feel like with the Finding Ferdinand blushes, there's just a little bit more variety, and there's also some really unique tones. Like my favorite purple blush I've ever tried is in the Finding Ferdinand ones, and I have not tried it myself, but they have a custom blush maker. It does cost $10 more than their normal blushes that like they already have the colors chosen for, but you can literally choose any color that you want and have it made in this formula. You can upload a picture of a different blush that you like, use a little color pinpoint, and choose that to be your blush. You can also just like choose from a color wheel. You could make a blue blush, a green blush, you could make your dream orange blush. I don't know, whatever you want to do. I know I personally was like kind of creeping with some high-end like really luxe blushes. I was like, can I dupe this out with their little custom blush maker? I don't know, I was having fun with it. I have not made one yet, but it is an option, which is so cool and so unique. So yes, their color variation definitely better than Melt. I also feel like compared to other blush formulas like Tower 28, Kosas, LYS Beauty, these are just so much more light and creamy. There's just a je ne sais quoi about them. Like so hard to describe, but so easy to fall in love with. So I think I've said enough. I think I've raved enough. Let's start swatching. So starting off with the beige collection that Khaki did with Finding Ferdinand, the lightest shade is called Latte, and this is a really beautiful kind of like beigey, browny, pinky tone. I feel like this is one of those shades that looks different on everyone. I've seen a lot of people swatch it and it looks very pink. On me, I feel like it looks very neutral, very bronzy. Like I can use this as a blushy bronzer moment. Like I just feel like it, yeah, there's a little bit of pink to it, but it's not like in your face. So that is a really beautiful one of my favorite shades for just like an all over blush, bronzer, highlight in one. Super easy, really, really good for fair skin. And then next, the medium beige shade is called Olay, and I found myself reaching for this one a lot. It's like the same tone, it's just a little tiny bit darker, and I don't know, it just looks so, so beautiful. I feel like this one looks a little less bronzery on me. Like it has a little bit more of like this like terracotta-y beige moment. It's so pretty. Like I feel like the beiges just stand out because there's just not that many blushes out there that are like so neutral, and like, I don't know, if you're someone who doesn't love a ton of color on the cheeks, these are so, so pretty. Not that they don't have colors to them, but you know what I mean? I feel like I am a different person every single day when it comes to my blush choices, but some days these really, really speak to me. And then we also have the shade Macchiato, which is the deepest beige shade. This one is a really pretty browny, orangey shade on me. It is one of those shades I have to be a little bit more careful with. I don't reach for that one a ton. I would definitely say that Latte and Olay are more of my favorites. And then next, jumping into the corals, the lightest and the deepest shade are currently not available on the website, but they do have like the notify me bell set up. So the lightest coral is called Paloma, which is named after a drink, but that means pigeon or dove in Spanish. So that's what I always think about. And this is just a really beautiful, soft coral shade. I love this one. I never thought I was like a coral girl, but this was just done so beautifully. Like, look at that shade. I feel like I'm swatching these too far apart because I have so many more blushes to go. But come on, like so, so gorgeous. And then next we have the shade Spritz, which I think this is actually my favorite of the corals. It's just a little bit deeper, a little bit richer, and it just looks so, so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so juicy on the skin. Like, look at that. I feel like it has a little bit more orange, and Paloma has like a little bit more pink. Like, they're both corals 100%, but there's just something about Spritz that's like that perfect summery color to me. And then we have Aperitif, which is stunning as well. It's like a bright kind of like reddy coral, and I love a good red blush. I do have to be pretty careful with this one. It's very easy to go overboard, but look at this. Look at this shade. Like, is that not the red blush of your dreams? Delish. I can't explain how much I want to eat these blushes. Now let's jump into the like core line of blushes, and these are all so stunning. Like, such a good variation of colors for being only 6 shades. They killed it. So the lightest shade is called Skinny Dip. It's the one that I have on right now. If you have really fair skin, this blush, it's like the most beautiful muted soft pink tone. Like, I was not even expecting to love this one as much as I love it, but it is so stunning. Like, look at that. Like, just the most precious baby pink color. Like, I feel like this is one of those shades, especially with my skin tone, with my undertones. I could wear this every single day with every single eyeshadow look until the end of time, and it would go. I don't know that I'd be happy about that because, like I said, I really like to switch up what blush I'm using, but it's that good. Next, we have the shade Attitude, which is to me like the true hot pink, Barbie pink color, like so bright, but it just looks gorgeous. Like, this is, you know, the viral pink blush that's all the vibes right now. Look at that. Like, that is Barbie in a blush. 100%. And I know it looks very intense there, but you can definitely make it more wearable, make it a little softer. These are also really fun to like go in with like a lighter shade, kind of more towards like the apples of your cheeks, and then something a little darker towards the back of your cheekbones. I've gone in with both of these pink multiple times and done like a little ombre effect, and it's stunning. And because they blend so well, so good. Next, I feel like this shade could possibly be my favorite shade of every single Finding Ferdinand blush, but it might just be because it's very trendy right now and it's like, it's just doing it for me. But this is the color Frenchie. That's such a cute name. That's what it says, right? Frenchie, like Greece, like the redhead in Greece. I'm decided that this shade was made for me. It is truly the most beautiful purple blush. And I know it looks very purple. Like, it looks a little scary. I don't know if I would have had the guts to purchase this if I had not been already like, I'm going to buy the whole line. I'm going to review every single one because I'm already obsessed with the corals and the beiges. But this is stunning. Like, I feel like it has the perfect amount of pink to it that makes it wearable, but it's still something different. Like, look at that. I feel like the swatch is not doing it justice. You have to stick around, like, stay for the face swatches, because this shade, perfection. Perfection in a purple. If you have been wanting to try purple blush and you're kind of like, I don't know if it'll work for me, out of every single one I've tried, this is my favorite. 1000% recommend. I don't like to be the person that's like, you need this, run and buy it. But all I'm saying is that if there's something you really like here, if you like cream blushes, if these are your shades, I personally feel like they were worth it. And this is a bold statement, but if I had to get rid of every cream blush in my collection and only use these, I would be okay. I would be okay for sure. Actually, maybe that's not that bold. There's like minimalists out here who would be like, 12 blushes, I need one, thank you. Cannot relate. Next, we have this shade Dessert, which is another pink tone. It looks a little bit more berry in the packaging, but I feel like it kind of just looks like a rich pink on the cheeks. It is really beautiful as well. Not like my absolute favorite, like one that I'm constantly reaching for, but it is nice and I feel like it gives holiday vibes. Like I brought this traveling with me for the holidays and I thought it was really beautiful, like just a nice soft berry. Next we have the shade Sumo, which is a really stunning orangey red. And this one is another favorite. Like I said, I love a good red tone. And I feel like in comparison to Aperitif, this is a little bit more toned down, a little bit softer, a little bit easier for me to pull off and like not have to go like super soft with. Just like the perfect orangey red. And then lastly, we have the shade Faux, which is the deepest of all of their blushes. And this is the only one that I'm like, I'm glad I have it to review. I'm glad I have it to show you. If I'm very, 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 very careful with this, it can be pretty. I think being realistic, this is not the perfect match for my skin tone. It's like a really beautiful, like burgundy-esque red. I think it would be amazing on so many skin tones. Maybe just not necessarily mine. Like it's a little hard for me to pull off as much as I try, but there you have it. There is all of these shades together. Like I said, hopefully you can see just how good their color variations are. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I feel like I could definitely be giving like, is this like an undisclosed sponsorship vibe? But I'm not about that life. I wish I was being sponsored to talk about this because these are truly my favorite, but it's just a review. Don't worry. So there's all the arm swatches. Let's go ahead and jump into the face swatches. I'll probably add a little tune. Just have a good time.
Water in the city, rushing through me, down home, upstream, are you with me? Round up, rainbow, water in the city, rushing through me, down home, upstream, are you with me? Feel it.
Alright, I really hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have tried Finding Ferdinand's blushes, please feel free to let me know how you liked them, what you thought, if you've tried anything else from the brand, because I've only tried their blushes and their mascara, which is actually what I have on right now. It's a really beautiful, like, lengthening tubing mascara. I do really like it, but I have not tried anything else from the brand. Oh, and a lip gloss. I have a lip gloss from the Summer Abroad collection, but that's it. So if there's something else you're like, you need to try this out, or if you want to see me do the custom blush process and have a video on that, let me know. I'm looking for an excuse to make a custom blush. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.